My friends, in the event that you are new to this wonderful card game and you have not yet signed up for a UGN Play account, you can now sign up with my exclusive referral code Alliteration and get yourself 50 bonus loyalty points for free, as well as additional loyalty points for every event that you play in within my referral code period. Why do you need these, you might ask? Well, loyalty points can be used to redeem free promotional cards in the mail, as well as other exclusive items coming in the future. The bonus points from using my code are enough to redeem almost any promo card right off the bat, and having your UGN account is going to allow you to accrue and track more and more as you go through your hero or villain's journey. If free cards and progression all sound super appealing to you, the links for all of this are going to be in the description below. Now, let's get on to the video. Welcome, my dear viewers, to another Alliteration gaming video. My name's Levi, and today I've got my good buddy, friend, and mentor of the game, Kyle Wright, back on the channel once more to show you guys something very unique and very interesting on this channel. We are going to be covering Kyle's standard top 8 Jacqui Briggs deck profile on the life symbol that he brought all the way to that aforementioned top 8 spot in the most recent standard event held at the Pro Hero National in Dallas, Texas this past weekend. Kyle, man, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I feel awesome about obviously how well I did and how well all of my friends did. It was awesome.
Yeah, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about, for one, playing Standard again, having such a big and awesome event to play Standard at, and getting to bring me a little bit into the world of Standard with this profile?
Honestly, a 20 out of 10. Like I'm so excited. Obviously, I am a Standard old head, and I've loved Standard was my first love. I got into the game wanting to play Mega Man, right, and just fell in love with the game. Missing out on Standard for such a long time has really sucked. The environment, for the most part, in Standard was actually super healthy, and even without diversity, we had 15 unique decks in top 16.
So you mentioned you got into this wanting to play Mega Man, right? But that's not what we're doing here today. We are not playing Mega Man today. We're playing Jacqui Briggs. So obviously I am a very MHA baby here. Don't know jack diddly squat about Standard. So I'm gonna let you take the kind of reins here and tell me what is so awesome about Jacqui Briggs and why did you play her for this event?
What's really cool about Jacqui Briggs is that she just doesn't have a bad matchup, right? Mm-hmm. She is the definition of a character that is going to reward you for being better than the other player, right? She is very good at just playing a really strong generic game of UFS, and I think you'll kind of see that as the game as the profile rolls on. The other thing about Jacqui that's really cool is she gets to take advantage a lot of times of a lot of reversals because of the cards she actually has access to. She just plays a very solid, strong game of UFS that rewards you for being skilled at the game.
Right. Those definitely sound like fantastic applications. Now, I have to imagine that potentially a lot of the fellow MHA babies, such as myself, don't exactly know what Jacqui Briggs does. So why don't you go a little bit into that and tell me what kind of applications that has throughout the deck?
Absolutely. So Jacqui Briggs is a 5-hander with 33 health, and we're playing her under the life symbol. She can give your tech attack powerful 6, and then you may discard up to 1 card from your hand in addition to momentum to pay for that powerful ability.
Okay. That's a powerful 6 is a big number, Kyle.
Yeah, but specifically for tech attacks.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of the opponent's combat phase, she can draw 3 cards and then discard down to her hand size. So
effectively, you're an 8 hand size character.
Yes, on the opponent's defensive turn, I am an 8-hander. On my aggressive turn, I am a real-ass 5-hander.
Right. So you get to be a 5-hander, basically, you get to be a 5-hander aggressively and kind of like a 5-hander defensively too, but like at the same time, in junction with each other.
Yes, it's like I draw a new hand when I go into the opponent's turn.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely seems very, very powerful. So I guess let's not take it at complete surface level value, though. Let's go into our deck and see what kind of cool, awesome tech attacks we get to put powerful 6 on.
Yeah.
Kyle, take it away, man. Show us what kind of cool tech attacks we are packing.
So to start off our attack lineup, we have 4 copies of Precise Blow. This card's sick. So this is going to be the first reversal in the deck. This is a heavy reversal deck. For those of you who don't know, reversal is a keyword ability. It's a response, and it says when you block an attack card, you may play this card as an attack on the opponent's turn. Then Precise Blow specifically is actually, or Precise Blow is really more of an action in this deck. You can attack with it, but it's really more of an action. So it's a 1 mid block, 3 diff that checks a 3. With reversal, weapon, and combo reversal. And it says response, after I block with it, I seal the card that I block, and then the opponent adds the top card of their deck into their pool face down. So It's like Cheerful Uppercut with only upside. And that's really all it is. I'm using it to defend and set up for some other cards that you're going to see later on in the list. Here's the first tech attack of the deck. 4 copies of Urban Shower. This card's sick. So it's a tech reversal, 4 low for 4 with a 2 high block, and it's a 4 diff that checks a 3, and it says enhance. If this attack is not blocked, the opponent is going to lose 2 life, and you will gain 2 life.
So this just has to get blocked.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's a 4 low for 10. But as you'll see later in the list, it's not super easy to always block these cards. So yeah, but just understand it's a reversal with tech, and it smacks really, really hard in Jacqui.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I imagine the power of reversal, and then, hey, with all of these cards that I drew off of Jacqui's response at the start of your turn, I get to spend them all for powerful while I'm attacking you during your own turn.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jacqui plays reversals like a machine because of how her ability works. I kind of get to, because of the reversal keyword, I kind of get to play an aggressive turn on both players' turns if I want to, or play a defensive and an aggressive turn. And kind of just kind of like control the pace of the game and through Jacqui's own aggression.
Yeah, get the most out of your 8 cards that you get to leverage.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, we have 2 copies of Hand Cannon. It is a ranged tech attack, so another tech attack. This is another one of those cards that's really an action. It can be used aggressively pretty effectively, but it's more of an action. Okay. So it's a 2 mid block, 4 mid for 4 diff that checks a 3. And then it says statically, when this card is in your card pool, cards cannot leave the opponent's card pool or discard pile. So like if Momo had been legal, Momo's character ability does not move anything out of her pool. She can't grab an attack out of her discard pile anymore.
Because they can't leave the discard pile. Makes sense.
Exactly. And there's lots of characters that goof around with those things in Standard. Notably, they can obviously pay their costs. So if a cost makes one of those 2 things happen, Hand Cannon does not prevent that.
Right, because it's only by effects, not by costs.
Yeah, and then the enhance on it is I can discard a card and ready 1 foundation, and then this attack gets 2 speed and the safe keyword. The safe keyword makes it so that it says this attack cannot be reversaled.
I imagine your deck probably does not like seeing that keyword very much.
No, not particularly. Next up, we have 3 copies of this ultra rare, Rose Whiplash. The 4 diff, 2 high block that checks a 2. Ooh. It has reversal, weapon, and combo reversal. Combo enhance. This attack gets 4 speed, 4 damage, and you gain 4 health. Yeah. So it's a 9 low for 9 if I set up the combo. Which again, good. Precise Blow is a reversal, so I can just block with Precise Blow and then play this. It hits like a truck. It is not, again, notably not a tech attack, but the reason why we're running this is because it has another enhance opponent's turn, add 1 reversal from my discard pile to my hand. So it allows me to just like search out reversals out of my discard pile.
Right. So you get to block their move, reversal the heck out of them with this, and say, hey, if you throw another one at me, it's also getting reversaled, buddy.
Yes, absolutely. And so this allows me to set up a lot of nasty loops in my deck. And on top of that, it's a good healing piece, and it hits like a truck. So it's just overall a great card, and it's very much worth the 2 that it's checking. So
Yeah, 9 low for 9 is very real.
it's very scary. Next up, meta staple, one of the cards that people were looking at when they announced that there was going to be a new ban list to get hit, and it dodged that list. Forbidden Moonset. The first enhance on the card is this attack loses safe and gains powerful 5.
That's a big number.
The other ability on this card is why this card is very, very good. So enhance, add 1 foundation from the opponent's stage into their hand. If you have 6 or less foundations on your board, you may add 1 card from your hand to your momentum. On top of the momentum generation, just being able to selectively debuild the most annoying card on the opponent's board is just invaluable. To the last attack, and really the big reason why people want to play Jacqui Briggs, this is her ultra rare Air Ground Smash. Water enhance. Draw X cards. X is equal to 8 minus your printed hand size. If you drew 3 or more cards, you may ready a foundation.
Huh. That's a lot of cards.
Yeah. You get to, so it aggressively sets you up really, really well. It's the tech attack, so it's a 6 high for 12 in Jacqui, right? At a minimum. Mm-hmm. And it makes her an 8-hander aggressively. It readies the card you have to commit. If you check a 5, right? Or it readies other cards that you kind of get to goof around with. Notably, it's a deadlock reversal, so you can pick it up with Rose Whiplash. So The basic loop in this deck is play an Air Ground Smash, draw 3 ready, draw and between that draw and Jacqui's draw on the opponent's turn, draw into a reversal attack and a Rose Whiplash, block, play Rose Whiplash, use Rose Whiplash to pick up Air Ground Smash, rinse and repeat on your turn.
Right, so you just get to have Air Ground Smash every turn.
That is basically the goal of this deck, is I want to play Air Ground Smash every single turn.
That makes sense, and essentially just be an 11 hand size character.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just get to see all of the cards and use all of them. This is a very, very aggressive deck. Comparison.
This is a 5 hand size character that murders people.
That is the attack lineup. Now we'll move on to the assets. All right, this is the card whose sins Momo died for in Standard. You may block with this card from your staging area, as if it were in your hand. And then on top of that, it has another enhance ability. I may flip a foundation, and then both players commit 1 ready face-up foundation. 1 copy of Soul Calibur. It just says respond after the opponent plays an attack, seal their weapon attack. There's a lot of extremely powerful weapon attacks, Moonset being a lovely example of one in this format, and Soul Calibur just allows you to shut off one of those cards. Moving on to the actions, we have a standard mainstay, Revoke. Obviously, the big reason you play Revoke is for the response. So after the opponent plays an enhance, respond, cancel that enhance, and then remove this card from the game. And then it also has another ability that makes it really, really good opening it.
Basically, you just get to build it face down for free if it's in your opening hand.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a bad card to have in your opening hand because you just get to turn it into a foundation. Notably, this card is one of the cards in this deck that does not have a block, so you cannot opt to block with this card, because in Standard there are cards that cannot block.
Yeah, I heard that Friday someone who didn't really know Standard got into the tournament and then actually called the judge and say, "Hey, how do I block with this card? It's misprinted. Yeah. There's no shield on it."
I did hear about that, and that's very funny.
Oh man!
So ready, set, go. This card is absolutely nuts in this character. Everyone knows this card. I mean, form, remove, draw a card, and respond after the opponent plays their 4th foundation. Build 2 foundations from your hand. Going second, it's insane, because think about it this way, all right? At the beginning of the opponent's combat phase, I get to draw another 3, discard down to my 5, set up the perfect opening hand, and then if they build 4, I get to ready, set, go, build 2 foundations, and then review a card before my turn, and then draw back up. So I essentially get to see like 18 cards going second.
Yeah, because you see like, but if you full mulligan, And between the response, you essentially get 13 cards to dig for the Ready, Set, Go.
Moving on to the Foundation lineup, we have 2 copies of Insect Puppeteer. This card may not be completely apparent why this card's in the deck right away. So the reason that we run this card is because this card, as cost for its ability, says Enhance, add Hand Cannon to my card pool from my discard pile. Oh, your deck loses to Hand Cannon? Enhance, add Hand Cannon to the card pool. You can't do anything about it because that's the cost on the card, not the ability. 3 copies of Shadow of a Cowboy, another non-block. After this card is destroyed, build the top card of your deck is a static ability on the card. And then it says Respond. If a card would be destroyed, destroy this card instead. So it's anti-Foundation destruction, and it just allows me to use destroy costs more effectively and not have to pay as big a cost for them. And speaking of destroy costs, guess who made it into standard? It's Release.
Oh yeah, that's that standard card, Release. Yeah.
Yeah. Release is obviously a really good card, and that doesn't change in standard. It still makes the cut. Obviously, I get to trigger it with Shadow of a Cowboy. It's also got a couple of other interactions that you'll see upcoming in the deck.
Okay.
But I mean, we all know this card. +2 to the check to block is just very good. 4 copies of Future Poolside Date. This is another card that combos well with Release. It's a non-block once again. 1 diff checks a 5. And it says Enhance Discard Pile. So when it's on top of the discard pile, you can do this. Gain 2 Vitality. You can discard it with Jacqui, heal 2, or you can discard it with yourself and with itself and heal 2. This card is a machine. It's really good at keeping you alive. 4 copies of Orphaned Alchemist. This card's sick. If your opponent uses cards that, like, say, card pool stuff you or stuff like that out of your deck or discard pile, you get to cancel it and you get the +1 off of it. So just very strong card overall. Moving on to our 2 diffs, we have Last of His Kind. Lose 2 Vitality. This attack gets -4 damage, minimum 1. Desperation Enhance. So Desperation means you may use this enhance when you are below half your health.
All right.
So in Jacqui's case, that would be 16. So Desperation Enhance, your attack gets +2 damage.
For free.
Free stats when you hit those conditions, and it's a good defensive piece. All right, and here's how we make our cards. Here's one of the ways we make our cards very difficult to deal with. It says Enhance, this tech attack gets +1 speed. And then on top of that, it's got a Deadlock response. Remove after the opponent plays a responsibility. I may cancel the effect. Revoke's really good, and this card counters Revoke when the opponent's in deadlock. You can also cancel like reversals with this because reversal is a responsibility.
Oh.
3 copies of the Yoko Spirit. This card is a 2 diff with a 3 mid block, checks a 5, and it says Enhance, commit. This reversal attack gets 3 speed and deals a minimum of 1 damage.
That's very powerful.
Yes, it is. It's really broke committing Yoko Spirit on the Airground Smash to make it a 9 speed, drawing 3 and readying the Yoko Spirit with the Airground Smash. It's very good.
Yeah. Then they full block it, and you guarantee your momentum for powerful 6.
Exactly. It's very good. 3 copies of Friends and Rivals. If you look, I believe all of the cards in my deck all of the attacks in my deck share at least 2 symbols with my character. That's important to note. Respond commit after you play an attack that shares 2 or more keywords with your character. Your opponent commits 2 foundations.
That's really strong.
So basically, I can reversal my opponent and commit 2 for every copy. Make them commit 2 for every copy of this card that I have on the board.
Yeah, committing them during their turn is very powerful.
Yes, it is, and this card is gross for doing it. 4 copies of this awesome standard card, Passing the Torch.
Yeah, that other standard card. We love standard.
Yeah, super standard card. I mean, we all know this card. Enhance, commit, draw a card if you have no cards in hand in the character that discards cards from their hand. Yeah, so it's very easy to set up the draw 2, obviously, in this deck, but also just commit, draw 1 is super strong.
Yeah, I mean, the way you get 8 cards, but the way you get your 8 cards, you can dance around it so much. So this seems like a infinitely free value in your character.
Plus committing, drawing a card, and then readying it with Airground Smash to draw 3 more cards, and then on the next attack, commit, draw again. Like that, You just see so many cards in this deck. It's wild.
You just play your whole hand and then draw 3 back to them. Seems really good.
It's really, really good. And to close out our main board, we have this last, totally a standard card, Walkling. It's Throw Hate, which you have to have in standard because throws are so much more scary in standard.
Yeah.
Unbelievably more scary in standard. And that is the main board. Moving on to our sideboard. 2 more copies of Insect Puppeteer so that we can absolutely mess up decks with hand cannon. Walkling, again, same reason. You run into a throw deck, you gotta have that hate for throws, so 2 more Walkling. And this is the sideboard I'm most annoyed about. Quick explanation. I changed my deck in the last 5 minutes that we had for deck registration before the standard event. The reason why, I saw the Bakugo deck that was running 52 actions and 8 attacks that a bunch of people were playing run once, and I was like, wow, I have options in my deck to deal with that, but not enough. I need 4+ Ultra right now. And so I went and redeemed for 4+ Ultra on the spot. I went and used my points to redeem for 4, got these plus ultras, and sideboarded them at the last minute.
For those who aren't in the know, such as my big dumb self, how does this fight this said 52 action deck?
So in standard, you can attack on the first turn. So what this deck was doing was it had 52 actions, 4 attacks, one of those attacks was basically an honorary action. You would basically hard mulligan, and because you can't draw foundations, you got the maximum amount of mulligans out of the deal.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You'd hard mulligan for an Azure Inferno, play the Azure Inferno on turn 1, and then you'd use all of the broken enhance abilities on the actions in your deck. So these 52 actions were basically just like tons and tons of stat boosts and stuff. Like there was one action that was just, you milled 10, removed it, and set the speed of it to 0, and you would play that because it would mill the 10, so you could play a Sugar Rush on turn 1.
Oh.
Yeah, and these decks were able to put out like these 30 to 40 damage, like 10 speed Azure Infernos.
And they would just FTK you on 0 foundations.
Yeah, they FTK you on 0 foundations. So plus Ultra is able to block the card. 4+ Ultra, specifically because I saw that deck running 5 minutes before I had to turn in my deck lists. And to close out the deck, we have 2 more hand cannon. Same reason, just more hate against the decks that it shuts down. My deck plays really, really nice with hand cannon and insect puppeteer, and so there's no reason not to have 4 between main and sideboard. That's the whole deck profile.
It's extremely interesting. I feel it's a lot of very, very cool interactions. Some cards that just seem like extremely powerful compared to anything that we work with in MHA. Overall, I mean, yeah, it's a super cool list. I can see how much thought and testing has gone into it, and orchestrating a lot of those really complex interactions.
Absolutely. I love this deck to death, and I'm not going to lie, as strong as a lot of these cards seem to be, this was probably one of the more fair decks that was actually at that event. Lots of people were definitely playing some Shigaraki. Yeah, Shigaraki with reversals, but also you have Shigaraki with Spirit Shotgun, which is a throw without using the throw keyword. And obviously the action deck was also running around. We had Rando, which Rando was like if you think Tokiomi's bad, Rando is.
I do think Tokoyami is very bad. I hate that guy.
So do I. Rando is way worse. Honestly, I think Rando was one of the hits they probably should have made if they were going to hit stuff, because Rando is just not a fun character for anybody. I can't imagine he's fun playing either.
All right, guys, and there you have it. This was how to reversal your opponent to death and draw a schmillion cards with Jacqui Briggs under the life symbol by Kyle Wright. Kyle, thank you so much for coming on the channel and showing me this very interesting deck, giving me a little bit of a glimpse into the world of Standard and how you guys play and think. Very similar game with just some much more intricate and cutthroat interaction.
It is. I would agree. It's certainly very, very similar, just like more.
Yeah, it's just a lot more intense in a lot of ways, but still a very, very fun window to look in nonetheless, and probably very exciting to watch from a viewer perspective. Part of me almost wishes they would have had us cast some of these standard games. I think it would have been extremely entertaining.
For sure. Even if it wasn't on the main MHA channel, I do wish they had streamed the event, because I think even people that have never touched standard before, if they know MHA, would have had a good time like seeing these cards and hearing about it, like bring in like two old heads and a new head, and have the new head be asking questions and the two old heads talking about the cards. I think that would have been very fun to watch.
Yeah, man, I would have had no idea what was going on, but I would have been gawking and pogging left and right and asking 8,000 questions.
Exactly, and that would be the good thing, the new head asking questions would make the old heads be like, that's not something I would have thought of as a question, right?
Oh, that question that I haven't been asked in 10 years, because all of us know what these cards do. Well, you see.
Yes, exactly.
Well, guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thanks so much for watching, and if you really liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button and leave me some feedback down below. I don't know if I can promise more standard content. I'll probably have to lose another bet to Kyle before I bring him on to talk about any other standard things, but it's always a possibility, and the one guarantee is that there will for sure be tons and tons of MHA CCG content on this channel. I'm putting out 6 videos a week, near daily uploads, ranging from gameplay videos, meta discussions, tier lists, and deck profiles, not quite like these, but under a very, very similar umbrella. That's all the time that Kyle and I have both got for today. Thanks again so much for watching, and Kyle, a big thank you once more at the end of this for coming on and showcasing this little standard labor of love that you've got going on with Jacqui Briggs here. We hope to see you guys in the next video.